The more and more episodes I do of these, the more places I'm finding that are just doing really, really cool stuff.
Hey, my name is Mai Jeans. I am the Maker's Mark Distillery Diplomat for Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And today I'm here at the Lost Fox, and we're launching one of our Maker's Mark Private Selection barrels, and it's absolutely delicious.
I don't even have to do an intro now.
Yeah.
You just out here killed that, you know? This week, we have a super unique episode for you. We've only done this one other time. We're not gonna actually do a review, but we're gonna talk about a super cool, unique old fashioned that you can only get here. Today we're in Ashburn, Virginia, One Loudoun at the Lost Fox. Now some of you might be like, oh, you've already done an Old Fashioned Friday at the Lost Fox. Very true, we have. You wanna go look at that review, you can, but the Lost Fox is now getting a brand new Old Fashioned put onto the menu, compliments of the Lost Fox and Maker's Mark. I was gonna try to memorize everything the Lost Fox did to create this actual bottle, but I actually have a diplomat from Maker's Mark that knows all the ins and outs of how this happened. So we're gonna cut to her. Boop.
So the Lost Fox came to us, decided they wanted to get a hold of a Maker's Mark barrel. Our barrel program is called our Maker's Mark Private Select. It gives people a chance to actually customize their own barrel Maker's Mark. Because of the hand rotation within our whiskey and maturation processes, it doesn't make sense to just grab a random full barrel from a rick house like other barrel programs do. So essentially it's not a single barrel program, but it's a customization barrel program. So through the research of when we created Maker's Mark 46, we went through the technology of understanding the relationship between distillate and wood and what flavors that we get into our distillate because of wood, and the caramelization process that goes through when we char wood, when we cook wood. Through that process, we found out that if we took Maker's Mark and we rested it on French oak staves, 10 of them, that have been seared in an infrared oven for 9 weeks in a cellar. Temperature in our cellar is anywhere from 50 to 55 degrees. It gives it this longer finish, it gives it more robust flavors, and it pulls out a lot more of these dried fruit notes and other notes that you wouldn't necessarily get drinking Maker's Mark Classic by itself. So with that research of the 2 years, we realized we were making really good whiskey, but we were also finding really good stave profiles when we were experimenting with cooking the wood. So on the front of the label, you see that there are 5 different stave names. We call those our proprietary staves. When the Lost Fox came up to the distillery, we tasted them on what those 5 staves do when Maker's Mark is finished on them. They tasted every single one of those expressions, and then they turned around and got to build their own recipe up to 10 staves to have their own customized Maker's Mark barrel.
Super cool. And again, this is, like you were saying, there's other distilleries that do it a little bit different. Would you say this is like more customizable than the way that other places do it?
There's no other barrel program like it. It's in its own kind. It's, you know, you have your people out there that have a lottery items in some states, like your Pappy Van Winkle, your Buffalo Trace. When you really start looking at what expressions and the kind of expressions this barrel program creates, this is some of the most limited whiskey on the market.
Super cool.
So you can only get this barrel, you can only get this liquid here at Lost Fox. Once the barrel's out, it's out, and unless they want to reorder it, this is the only place in the world that you can get it. And like any other account, any account likewise. Yeah, so it's super, super special.
Boop. And yeah, that's incredibly dope. So this is the only place that you can get this exact bourbon at, is right here at the Lost Fox. It's called the Foxy Finish at the Lost Fox. Why not call it that, you know? Like the alliteration, like the name, Old Fashioned Friday Foxy Finish. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing, maybe it's a thing, I don't know, it could be a thing. Again, you can only get this here. So the Maker's Mark Private Barrel Select Old Fashioned. This has been out here for like 20 minutes, so the ice has melted a little bit, a lot of it actually. Price point $17, and I'm just gonna take a little sip and I'm gonna let you know. No review, but I'm gonna let you know. Jesus, holy shit. I'm gonna leave it at that. The more and more episodes I do of these, the more places I'm finding that are just doing really, really cool stuff. And I think the more episodes we do and the more other restaurants see other restaurants kind of like raising the bar, keep going farther and farther, I think it's a win-win. I think it just motivates a healthy competition for all the places in Virginia to kind of just like, look, we did this, okay, we want to do that, but we want to do it a little bit different or a little bit better or a little bit more, whatever. Just doing something super unique that nobody else has. And again, you can only get this here. I've said that 39,000 times on this episode. You can only get this here. Lost Fox. That's it, no review, except holy shit. That's the review. So take that for what it's worth. Plus you can go back, watch the other Lost Fox Old Fashioned Friday to see how their previous one was, but that one will no longer be on the menu, and this is it, so come try it out. Lost Fox, Ashburn, Virginia, One Loudoun. Virginia is for Grubbers. Maker's Mark. Cheers, guys.